outlook. Hi everyone, good day to you. I welcome you to another weekly market forecast. My name is Yemi. Journey with me on the fundamental outlook from the Forest Factory from 22nd of September to 26th of September 2025. And let's see what the market has in store for us for this week. Starting from the Monday, 22nd, we have the high impact news on AUD and Great Britain pounds coming up 2 a.m. and 7 p.m. Nigerian time. And on both, Governor Bailey and Governor Bloor will be speaking. On Tuesday, we have GPY coming up with the bank holiday. We have Euro coming up with the high impact news on German flash manufacturing PMI. We have Great Britain pounds. We have USD coming up, and Federal Powell will also be speaking on that Tuesday, which means there's high tendency for Great Britain pounds to have momentum and US dollar to also have a latter momentum towards the end of the day. And on Wednesday, we have just one high impact news on CPI from the AUD 2:30 a.m. Nigerian time. On the Thursday, we have our impact news on CHF and US dollar coming up 8:30, 9 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. respectively, which focuses on the SMB policy rate, on the final GDP, and unemployment claims in the US dollar. On the US dollar rather. And on Friday 26th, we have the 1:30 p.m. Canadian dollar and US dollar high impact news. At the same time, the Canadian dollar will be focusing on the GDP, while the US dollar will be focusing on the core PCE price index monthly by monthly. That tells us that this week is going to be extremely volatile in the market, and definitely we're going to see shifts in different market structures as we know it. Let's go to the technical outlook and see what we've done for last week and what we project for this week. This is on the DXY, of course. We start with the DXY every single time. And looking at the weekly time frame on DXY, let's see what we have here. Last week, we projected that we'll be expecting a bearish momentum before we have a buy momentum, which this low should be taken out first before we have the price doing a bit of buy. And so far, so well. Look at what the price did. The price did just that. So what is the anticipation? I ideally were expecting that I would be saying that I was expecting the price to do more bullish momentum, break above this high right here before I can expect more buy momentum to this level. The bullish momentum is not looking so right now because of what we have here. After this rejection from this lower price level, we've been having bearish momentum on DXY. So far, so well. Look at this. We have lower highs here, lower highs and lower highs and lower highs. All this time we have lower highs here. And what does that mean? It means at some point we will focus on what's going on. Okay. So what's really going on right now? Let's go to the daily time frame perspective and see that. Okay, tell me what's this? All right. So look at this one right here. I'm coming. It means somehow, no, I don't want to do this. Okay, see, this is on the daily time frame perspective. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday showed us more bullish momentum on the DXY. And if we look at that carefully, we're going to see that definitely we've had a bearish momentum, a retracement, but we can say that this has turned to a bullish momentum finally, right? As it is, we can say it has turned to a full-blown bullish momentum as it looks. So we still be looking for bearish momentum on this. Most likely, we can still expect the price to do a bit of bearish momentum into a price range like this, where we have this level here, which is a bearish, which is a bullish fair value gap zone just within this level. But this is not an it's not a high probability one. Anyways, this is not a high probability one for me. It's not a high probability one for me because the bearish momentum on the DXY still looks stronger even on the daily time on the weekly time frame. So I'm going to be trading this with caution for this week because the fundamental will determine how I'm going to handle this. So I would rather wait for Monday closing of candle to have further insight on what I will be doing. But currently, as it is, I can be expecting this momentum on the DXY daily time frame perspective, and of course on the 4-hour time frame. Look at all of this momentum we have above, liquidity above, as you can put your trend line here. And if you draw something like this, you realize that definitely the price is reacting to a level. Now, price has taken out this level on 4-hour time frame perspective. If it times, if the price just do something like this, it couldn't break back this level, this zone, we can have that momentum up here, grab liquidity, then talk about selling again. So this is also very, very possible. So apart from the fact that, well, the price is right here, we can also still anticipate the price at the level we expect. And fundamental, we come to do that judgment, whether it's going to shift the bias or not. We're going to wait for the fundamental to do that. So that is that on the 4-hour time frame perspective of the DXY. So ideally, that's why being bearish on its own on higher time frame perspective perspective, like the weekly, like I said, okay, it looks bearish, regardless of the fundamental that we had. Okay, it looks bearish. Liquidity grabbed here, but expecting more bullish momentum to have broken above here. So currently within this ranging zone, well, it depends on what the fundamental of DXY will still look like. But let's keep the fingers crossed and let's see how this will react in the market going forward. Okay, so let's go to the currency pairs and see what we have for the week. And that would be Euro US dollar next. On the Euro USD last week, we made some money off here because we anticipated a break above the level before we sell off. Okay, and that was on 4 time frame perspective. If you look at it, currently the price has gotten to where we're expecting at that point. So I'm going to take out all of that. Let's focus on this week and see what the market has for us. All right. So right here, sorry, I just want to take out some things. I'm coming. Oh. Okay, good. So this is on weekly time frame perspective. Also, a very annoying ranging on weekly time frame here. Grab liquidity above, now facing down. What does that mean? With this rejection above all the candlesticks formation pattern, are we still expecting more bullish momentum? Of course, still creating higher highs and higher lows. So no matter how you draw this, we're still having a bullish momentum on weekly time frame, just like the opposite of the DXY. But on the daily time frame perspective, what are we having? Do you have any favorable gap zone where we're expecting the price to pull back to before we have a buy structure? Yes, that is also possible, just like the inverse of the DXY, which means around this price level here, can you see what we have? It is very possible and likely for us to have the price coming back and doing something like this to attack a low right there. Where is the low we're looking at? This is a low. All right, this is one low here, which the price can actually still come back into. That's if the XY will be buying. All right, going forward now, we have the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Friday candles. They were bearish, all bearish, and overshadow and envelope or engulf the entire massive bullish candlestick on the Euro US dollar that did over 100 pips for that day. So what does that mean? We're still expecting more bearish momentum on here, but expecting bullish one before it. So let's go to the 4 time frame and further break that down. On the 4 time frame perspective, look at what we have here. This is the low I was talking about, which is here, this dotted line. That will be the next level. We're expecting the liquidity to attack, and from there we know what else to do. But currently, look at what we have. This is the level on 4 time frame perspective. This is where we for daily. Sorry, this is the daily. This is the daily time frame perspective where we expect what daily fair value gap. All right, daily bearish fair value gap. So we expect the market to at least to reach out into this level, then have a reaction. This is about 51 pips thereabouts, and it's still in place. It's still very much in place. But as it can see, this is creating high time and high lows, high highs and higher lows. So it's still very bullish on the high time frame perspective. But on the lower time frame, like 4 hours, we can have that bearish momentum for a while because right here the market has not really shifted completely. Let this low be taken out, and let's see more bearish momentum from taking out this low and doing something like this. Great. So from there we can take more sell with confidence. But right now, let's expect the bullish momentum into this range before we go into sell it off. And on 1 hour time frame perspective, let's see what we have on 1 hour. This gives me a little bit of assurance to look forward to more sell and to even buy in the future. Like I said, it's looking bearish right here, right? So if you go to 1 hour time frame perspective, look at what I'm seeing here. On 1 hour time frame perspective, look at this level. It's also an important zone that I will be expecting the price to get into in the future, which is very reasonable. So from here to here, it's about 46 pips on average, and I would be expecting the price to still come to an area like this. Forget about this sweep right here. It's just the manipulation of the market to grab liquidity, stop on, and then to move again. So which means at this price level here, I can still expect momentum. I can expect the price to do something like this. Ooh, where is it? So I can expect the price to do something to create something like this. All right. This is very possible to create something like this regardless. Okay. So I can be expecting this to happen in the markets going forward for this week. This is the Euro US dollar. So if you go to 4 time frame, this is how it's going to look now. So on 4 time frame, this is what we'll be looking like. Okay, and the lower time frame perspective, you already have an answer to what we're talking about. So this is also important. Right here is your stop loss, or you put it like this to make it easier. So regardless, we have nothing to lose. We're looking at the market from this dimension, and we have our stop loss in place. So that is that on 4 time frame perspective. And let's go straight. I said we're going to say from here, so no repetition on that. Let's go straight to the Great Britain pounds US dollar. What do we have there on the weekly time frame perspective? Let's see what we have on the Great Britain pounds US dollar. It's been bullish bearish momentum all the way, right? Since the beginning of this year, or sometimes at the beginning of this year, look at it here. I've been projecting that this level is where I'm expecting GBP US dollar to get to. So that's one of the reasons the position traders make a lot of money. This is about 109, 8,900 pips in total, right? And what the price has done, it has done about 8,004. So that tells you more about why the position traders do what they do. So it's just an overall thinking. It's an actual way of looking at the higher time frame perspective to determine what you will do with price, regardless. So this remains bullish because we have higher highs and higher lows with all of these pools formed here. We have a shift to the lower side. We have the price going back into that range, grabbing liquidity. We have the bearish momentum candlestick for last week, which is showing a bearish signal, which we refer to as the shooting star candle. And with that, on higher time frame perspective, what and what do we expect? And on this particularly, we make a lot of money as well for last week on 4 time frame, but there's no time to do that now. So what do we have for this week? It's showing a bearish momentum. So there is nothing else we want to really look at on the higher time frame perspective. Tuesday was a bullish, Wednesday was a bearish momentum candle, which is a shooting star. Friday the same, Thursday the same thing, Friday the same thing. And where do you think the price will be heading to? Right now, I am seeing the price heading back into this range, which is about how many pips in total? Is about 132 pips in total to where the current market price is. So ideally, I would be expecting the price to just do a little bit because as it is, this is a massive bearish momentum. So I can expect the price to actually still do more bearish momentum for this week. Look at what we can have. We may have the price creating a bullish momentum energy like this, creating that energy like this, and somehow gets here. So this is also very, very possible for us to see, or at least we can still have something like this, which is very common where the price can actually go back to the daily time frame perspective, which is the fair value gap zone. This is the bearish fair value gap zone, and the price come in it and then starts dumping down. But well, I will look forward to the first one and I will leave this aside. So I will look forward to the first one, expect the price to react, then I know what else to do. On the 4 hour time frame perspective, how does this look like on the 4 hour time frame perspective? Look at this. This is a very, very strong bearish momentum, and this level here is just the zoning. All right. So, like I said, I can just wait here and anticipate the price just at this region. So this is very simple at this region. So if I'm going to look at this, I'm going to look at it from this perspective, I'm going to look at it from this perspective and down here. So this would be my outlook on the GBP US dollar for this week on 4 hour time frame perspective. Do we have anything on 1 hour time frame? Let's see if we have it. If there is any at all, I think that will be it. That will be it. 4 hours is fine. I'll leave that on 4 hour time frame perspective. Anything changing because of the week, I'm going to update. You can check the YouTube channel as well. And you can check this analysis on the community as well. So you can have an insight on what I'm doing. All right. And this is a AUD US dollar. Like I projected a few weeks back, and even last week, I was expecting bearish momentum and continue selling, taking out this level and continue selling to this range. It did that. So this week, that last week alone, we had over 65 pips in the bearish momentum right there on AUD US dollar. So for this week, what do we have? So I'm going to take out everything we have for this week. Then we focus on the new week. All right. So I'm going to take this out and let's go. On this particularly, it has been moving up annoyingly, like I do say every single time. Can you see that? This is the main target at the end of the day from my last year or from this early year analysis. And currently grab liquidity previously above the previous week. Now it created its own momentum and shared, and we have a bearish momentum, which is the shooting star right here. And for this week, that means we can be expecting more bearish momentum also on AUD US dollar. And you can see 3 bearish momentum candlestick back to back consecutively, creating a fair value gap zone with the wick up and the wick down right here. And also we can look at how the buyers can actually do something like this on the daily time frame perspective, which is very, very reasonable. But then let's see what we have on the lower time frame perspective and see the idea that can really work and what opportunity can this bring to us. What do we think the price we're getting into as it's coming? Well, I have this price zone inside rather. This zone, I have it inside. I also have this level right here inside. So, which means somehow we're still expecting bearish momentum. I am still expecting bearish momentum right here. Okay. It remains bullish, but on lower time frame perspective, it's creating a bearish energy, right? And of course, we're going to have a bullish momentum. In my own opinion, though, before we have a bearish momentum right here. On the 4 hour time frame perspective, do I have any zone I'm looking at? Let's look that together. Yes, at the point in time, I was looking somewhere around here. You remember? I was looking somewhere around there. I was looking around there. Okay. This is also a very good spot for me. I can look at the price from this perspective. Look at it. Look at it. All right. This level, I don't think it has been taken out. Has it been taken out? No. This level has not been taken out. If it has not been taken out, then it's good for me. So right here is another zone that I can actually wait for the price to get into before I start to look for bearish momentum, bullish momentum again in the nearest future. So right here, you can see that, and you can see what the price is actually doing. So I'm just going to wait in the future. All right. There's nothing to be scared of. It's the market. Put your stop loss just below here. You can wait for the market to get here for reaction. If this breaks the lower price level, it's going to hit the stop loss, and then we can look for a buy just below it after this reaction right here. So on the 1 hour time frame perspective, this is what it looks like for me on the AUD US dollar. I said I'm expecting this to tap into this level and do this. Okay, so on 4 hour time frame perspective, this is how it's going to look without repetition. So let's move on to the next thing. All right, let's move on to the next thing. So this is just what I'm looking at personally. USD CAD, well, really, this did massive momentum last week. We expected to buy below. If the price breached this level, I was expecting to buy from there. But currently, this is what it has done, and there's nothing I want to really talk about here. Then let me just go straight to this level because I'm still going to look for a sale above that level, all right, above the current market price. So all of this price level is where I've anticipated the price to get to later on, and you can see, annoyingly, it's moving higher highs and higher lows, creating that momentum, shifting that momentum to the upside, but in a ranging form, which is very annoying. All right, on the daily time frame perspective, look at what we have here. The last 3 days made a bullish, bearish right here, covering up for the gap between this and this, which is understandable. So currently, it makes it a little bit tricky to jump on any direction right now, but I can look at this from the overall outlook on higher time frame that I'll just expect the price to buy till it gets here. I really don't want to bother myself with how it's going to do it, but I just want to expect the price to get in here. And if that happens, then look at this. So this is what I'll be looking at. Regardless, the XY looks bearish anyways. So it is also very possible that we can have bearish momentum to continue to break this low and come into this range, this low right here, because it has been attacked like 3 times. And currently it's not showing that bullish momentum like I want to see it. So right here, it means we can actually still expect something like this. This is the daily time frame perspective though. This is the daily time frame perspective, like this. So this is huge. Okay. This is very huge. I don't know how this is going to play out. It's about 174 pips anyways. So this is also very, very possible. Regardless, this level remains good for me to sell from on lower time frame perspective. So let's keep that in check. And on 4 hour time frame perspective, let's see on the 4 hour time frame, we have this level here. Like I said, I have this level from the daily time frame. So this one right here is for the daily zone. All right. So if I'm going to do anything with this, it will be on based on daily time frame perspective, expecting the price to get here 170 pips on average. Like I said, this level looks good for a sale. And if I'm going to buy from here, look at where the price is. The price is stuck right there. So what will I do? So I can take away this level now because I've said it already. And well, on 4 time frame, let me just look at something that fits in for 4 hours outlook. All right. So with this one right here, I'm going to reduce this one. With this one right here, this still looks good for my outlook right here on the same momentum for USDJPY in the future. Meaning I'm expecting a buy if that happens, but if it doesn't, it looks bearish right now. This really looks bearish. So what will I expect? Well, if that should be the case, I can expect the price to get in here and do all of that. But ideally, I was expecting more bullish momentum on this because already I was expecting bearish momentum on EURUSD. And of course, this is what this looks like for me. All right, so I can expect the price to just do this, go into this level, which is the gap for the bearish energy right here. So it is very possible that we have this momentum as well, right, on the USD CAD. This is for our time frame perspective. On the 1 hour, do we have anything there? Not sure, not sure. Okay. Look at it on 1 hour time frame perspective. This looks good. Only that we will have a shift in the market direction from this price level. I'll be expecting to have a shift from this level. If this is done on 1 hour time frame perspective, this will reduce the number of risk you're having. You're not going to risk more as though you're trading it the same way. So this is about how many pips? It's about 43 pips here. And if you're selling from this level, let's say you're selling from here, this will give you how many pips in total? I'm coming. So what you're risking will be lesser. And then at the same time, you'll be increasing your possibility to make more profit down here while risking something small. So this is also very, very possible. As you can see, this is very, 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 very possible. So let's keep the finger crossed and let's focus on the change. Anything can happen in the market. And let's be the first set of traders to adapt to that change and trade accordingly. Trade with what you see on the chart, not what you feel. USD JPY, nothing really much here. Nothing. Really looking exciting at some point, but it's much of a ranging on higher time frame perspective. Go to the daily. On the daily one right here, we have bullish momentum, massive bullish momentum, tapping out liquidity zones. And this one give a lot of opportunities to us last week because we made some money on this. I think this was one of the best pairs we traded last week. I analyzed this. The entire sale from the Sunday gave about 137 pips. Yes, 137 pips sale right from here. I think so. And from here to where the price was 177 pips. So we made that in the community and we analyzed it ahead of time. So all of that is gone now. It's another week. Everything reset. So for our time frame perspective for now, let's see what we have on daily. On the daily, it looks good. Yes, it looks good. I'll be waiting for correction. This level is done. This level is done. I don't need it anymore. So what we have here is too much of ranging. Then I expect the price to actually still do a bit of buy. Yes, I look at the market to do a bit of buy. I want to see if the price is doing a bit of buy. So probably seeing something like this will not be bad. I'll just be looking at this level for the price to tackle it. All right. I expect this level to be tackled in the market. I want to see how this can happen. So basically, this is how it works. All right. This is what I'm looking at. On the USDJPY, I just want to keep it simple on higher time frame perspective because the lower is really messy. Can you see opportunity ahead, opportunity below? And what exactly do we want to do with that? We are stuck in between. That is sandwich. So I am not interested. I just want to look at it from this direction. Otherwise, I can just leave this one for this week. Okay. On higher time frame perspective, still looks bullish. It looks closer to this level compared to this level right here. So that is what I'm looking at, expecting more bullish momentum from here as well. So going back to forward time frame perspective to keep it sane, I prefer this way. All right. So this is what I have here. And let's go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. USDCHF, yes, seriously speaking, this still looks a little bit bearish somehow, but I'm not interested in any how it looks. I want to sell it from here. Basically, I'm expecting buy from where it is currently to this level. So it's looking bearish. Of course, like I said, it's looking bearish. But at the same time, if you look at it from another dimension, this is weekly time frame perspective. Let's just take a good look at it. Look at that. Bearish. It's looking bearish, but sluggishly, they're losing the power. More or less like what you're seeing on DXY, more or less not in control. So I'm expecting more bullish momentum here. Already on 22 minutes. I don't want to keep this up to 30 minutes. Okay, so currently I'm just looking for a buy on this one right here too. All right. As the US dollar, nothing really much for me. Nothing really much for me. Like I said last week, I gave all of these zones that I'm going to expect reaction from there. And you can see the price. It has done that. It's getting to this level. And what can we expect from there? Expecting more bearish momentum, or bullish momentum rather. Okay. I expect it to still do more of that. If possible, it can actually still do a bit of this. Possible to smash it if they still have more level to go. I don't want to touch this actually. Okay, because of higher time frame perspective, look at what we have. Can you see? It looks more bearish right here. Can you see that? It looks more bearish. So very possible that it's going to attack this zone at the beginning of the week. It's going to take out this high. And also this level is very good one to spot out for what we have here. This is also a fair value gap zone right there. So I'm not too sure if the price will actually be visiting it, but if the price will do, that means we have something like this into that range. Okay. So this is also very, very possible. But then let's keep this very, very simple. On daily time frame perspective, look at what we have. We have a lot of range below that level. A lot of money is just below here. All of this void is money, and money, the price must actually go for the money. So on the lower time frame perspective, like 4 hour time frame perspective, it now depends on the reaction of DXY to have that massive bearish momentum. Is it possible for us to have the first one to just do something like this, where we have opportunity to see price doing this, or we just have a straight sell down? So let's keep that simple. I don't know yet how it's going to react, but let's keep that very simple in the market. And on this one particularly, GBPJPY, I'm not touching this. Let me just go straight to the daily time frame to keep it simple. I gave this outlook somewhere in class last week that I'm not going to touch it, but I touch it eventually because I drew a trend line and I was expecting that once this level is taken out, let's expect the price to react and continue selling. Look at my outlook there because of the liquidity void you see as well. So which means my analysis remains the same because right here, I can be expecting the price to react with these two zones right here. I'm coming. I just want to remove some things on the chart. And right here too. Okay. So within these two zones, I can expect the price to do a reaction in here and move. So on 4 time frame, just to keep that simple, I will just make my thought very clear. Okay, this would be my outlook on this. Let me redraw this one to have it clearer. I want to do this. Sorry. Okay, so I can expect something like this on GBP JPY. If it's not holding, it's fine, absolutely okay. If it's not holding, and at the same time, it can overdo this, it can over deliver, it's fine. If that happens as well, this is another zone that we can look out to on the lower time frame perspective. Okay, this is also a very good spot for us, which is here. So we can also expect this to do this. Expect GBP JPY to do this in the nearest future. So let me just draw that zone. Let me draw it out, which is here. So this is also very, very likely. And let's keep it simple and let's see what we can do with that opportunity. Okay. Above here too, we have a level, but I just want to prefer this zone based on what the price is showing right now on daily time frame perspective. 1, 2. I prefer this zone. Okay. But regardless, this is also very, very possible and it's likely. Okay. So let's keep that simple. It's what the market is, and it's going to be a profitable week for every one of us. Okay. Hopefully. GBP Canadian dollar. This is one of the most frustrating pair for me last week because it hit my stop loss twice, and eventually I got it on Thursday and Friday. Though, based on what I saw on the on the Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday candles, showing that bearish momentum to the upside, and I draw out this zone just like I did on the previous pair. Okay, expecting the price to get in there and start selling. So far this guy has done that, and I still expect more bearish momentum on this because as gotten to the level I was expecting. Then on 4 time frame perspective, not really much here. I don't want to exceed 30 minutes. So right here is still more of bearish momentum. It's possible for the price to still retrace and do all of that and get to this level. It's still very possible. And where would that expectation be? It would be around here. Okay, around here, around this level, around this price zone here. So I just want to keep this very simple though. Regardless, I want to keep it very simple. So that is what I have for this week on this particular pair, and nothing really much. Otherwise, it can keep selling to get here, and we expect more reaction. And from there, we'll know if we're buying again or not. So this one looks good to this level, and of course, we can extend it. But I'll visit this later, and that's not the major thing now. I'll give the pounds AUD. I'll just skip this. Let me skip this, please. Let me skip this. BTC US dollar, I'm not interested. This is good, 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 good. This guy did not give me more opportunity last week because it wasn't coming to anywhere I was expecting it to come to. On the weekly time frame perspective, no reference point, of course, and it has created all-time high, and the new all-time high now is here, and we can expect the price to still break it, though the momentum is low for a buy opportunity. As you can see, the momentum is very low on the buy side, but trust me, the volatility is still there because a lot of people are still investing. For fundamental reasons, we still have more bullish momentum overall on gold. And going to the lower time frame, like daily time frame perspective, let's see what we have there. This massive buy, come on, massive, too massive. I'm going to take out this one. I'm going to take out this one, take out everything I have here before now. So we have the all-time high being 8, and we have a retracement back into this level. On the Friday, we have the bullish momentum, which was significant. And ideally, there is a fair value gap zone between here and here, which the market has tapped into right here for last week, which I talked about. And that was, I think, Wednesday or so. It was on Thursday, so to say, it's Thursday. So right here for now, I'm not seeing any momentum. The little thing I'm seeing here, it looks unbelievable. Expecting gold to retrace here, expecting gold to retrace here. It's very, very unbelievable. It's not what gold has done in a very long time now. Okay, let's see it on 4 time frame perspective though. On the 4 time frame perspective, yes, it is very possible that if this will be selling, we look for a buy right here. That is easier for me to say. Okay, if this will be selling, I will look for it to buy from here. That is also easier for me to say, ideally, because if this level, this angle fruit here, if it's taken out, then I'll be expecting the momentum to attack a lower time frame perspective, something like this. Then possibly we have another buy to break the previous high, all-time high price. This is also one of the things I can look at. But currently, I'm not going to short now. I want to see it short to a level I can buy from. That's what I want to do on gold. It looks bearish on some contract opinion. Very, very massive bearish, of course. Look at this. But then I've not seen gold doing that massive momentum in that retracement. So I'll keep it very simple based on what the price is forming right now. And currently, what we can see from this chart, another thing you can see is the price created a fair value gap zone for a bullish momentum. And with this candle we have for last week, is it possible to just expect a bearish momentum, move straight down into this level like this, and start buying to create all-time high? I doubt. Anything is possible in the market, but with this momentum, it looks more like we can have the market opening. It can even gap up to open to break the all-time high and do something like this. All right. This is also very, very possible. So let's just keep it simple. This is good. And this is a beautiful week. I wish you all the best. And if you have not joined, please kindly join and subscribe, like, share this video, and let's learn how to be profitable in the market. I wish you all the best. And it's going to be a beautiful week for you as well. Trade with proper risk management, and God bless you. Have a wonderful trading week ahead of you. Bye for now.